Hey, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for checking out this video. I hope you're having a fantastic day. As always, shout out to the 19 folks. We have more unrivaled news with Caitlin Clark. It looks like the full court press is on, so to speak. Apparently, Unrivaled is ready to make Caitlin Clark an offer she cannot refuse. Hopefully she does. But that's what they're going for. Apparently, it is a Lionel Messi like offer in an attempt to get her to play in the league's first season, which kicks off at the end of January. We're talking about things like partial ownership, financial incentives, revenue share, maybe. I mean, that's what Messi gets on top of Messi got $150 million. Obviously, there will be some differences. Unrivaled can't do that, but on a smaller scale, it seems like that is what they are trying to do. The rumor is on the salary. The rumor is $1 million compared to the players getting. I think all the rest of the players are getting 250,000, if I'm not mistaken. Uh, but like I said, I mean that the package that Messi got from Inter Miami, whose ownership has a lot of money, the contract was valued at $150 million. He got partial ownership in the team, bunch of other financial incentives. For those that don't know, MLS recently signed an exclusive deal with Apple, Apple Plus for MLS, and Messi apparently even got revenue share from that as well, which is absolutely insane. See, the league, it says here the startup league is poised to offer Clark everything from a salary possibly exceeding $1 million for less than 3 months of work, as well as equity and revenue sharing. They're saying similar to the Messi effect in MLS, Unrivaled hopes a Caitlin Clark effect that they told us all season long was not real. Don't forget that. It was not real. And they would hope it would drive ticket sales and ratings for TV partner TNT Sports. Now, that is a big part of it. We talked about that in another video without a whole lot of detail. I would love to know what's in that agreement with TNT Sports. And I would guess that there has to be something in there in terms of the monetary value and what they're willing to pay for Unrivaled without Caitlin Clark and Unrivaled with Caitlin Clark, because there's clearly going to be a much different value for the league when Clark is playing versus when she's not playing. Now, look, even $1 million for that, Clark does not need that $1 million. Now, I think we're all in agreement at this point that her 8-year, $28 million contract from Nike was an absolute lowball. Absolute lowball. She could have got a lot more money. That was probably my biggest disappointment. We talk so much about Clark's maturity and their decision making and how she handles herself, which has been fantastic. If I had to point to one thing that I said, man, as soon as it happened, thought to myself, I wish you hadn't done this. And that was the Nike deal. I thought not only it was too low, I thought it's the wrong company for her, but it is what it is, and she's still going to get $28 million. She's probably got a lot of stuff going on in the off season. We know she's going to go play golf. She's going to shoot TV commercials for her sponsors and so on and so forth. But in addition, let's not forget, just so for those of you that don't know, Inter Miami right now is the second most valuable team in MLS, $1.03 billion. That is what Lionel Messi got a part ownership in. I can't imagine Caitlin Clark's, if she gets equity and part ownership in Unrivaled. Unrivaled's not worth $1.03 billion. I think we all know that. I don't know. It's kind of one of those things that gets thrown out there in a situation like this where it seems great, but ultimately what is it going to be? Because what is the asset, in this case Unrivaled, going to be worth? What is it going to be worth? It's not going to be worth $1.03 billion. MLS ticket sales this past season, they set a record, as did the WNBA. MLS set a record 11.5 million tickets sold. 23,234 was the average attendance across the league. And of course, if any of you were paying attention, the insane ticket prices for all the Messi games, far more than Clark. Now, look, Clark has a whole career ahead of her. Messi's at the end of his career, so that effect part is really can't be compared. Now, the WNBA is up a record 48%, but of course, we know that over half of that, at least, came from Caitlin Clark, as the Indiana Fever set a home away attendance record after only 26 games. In the WNBA, 2.3 million compared to the MLS 11.5 million. They averaged 9,807 per game. So, look, my personal opinion of what Unrivaled is doing here is this is not just about getting Caitlin Clark in the league for the sake of the league making more money and their media rights deal and all of that. It's not just for profitability this season. I think they want to get Caitlin Clark in this first season to do everything they possibly can to maximize the success of this first season, because it will give them leverage in their negotiation. It'll give them leverage in their negotiation with the league with regards to a new collective bargaining agreement. As we know, they just opted out, so the current agreement's going to end at the end of the 25 season. And then there's going to be, a lockout most likely if they haven't reached an agreement. And by the way, a lockout's better for the league at this point. They'll lose less money. That's another thing the players don't seem to understand. The league doesn't have a real incentive to give the players what they want when the league has lost money for 28 straight years and again exists because of the NBA. That is what needs to change. Look, leagues fail all of the time. You can go do your own research on professional leagues in all different sports in America. I mean, World Hockey Association, which was big for a little while. You had the AFL way back in the day, which merged with the NFL. But you had NASL, MISL, XFL, USFL, WUSA, which was the Women's United Soccer Association, the AFL, right, the Arena Football League, which was around for a long time before it failed, WPS, which is women's professional soccer. You had 2 or 3 women's professional soccer leagues play and fail, neither of them reaching even 5 years before you finally got to the NWSL, which looks like it's starting to establish itself and grow into something that is going to be around for a while. But that is my belief that a lot of this is about leverage with the WNBA. If Unrivaled can have a fantastically successful first season and its WNBA players, they can go to the NBA and the WNBA and say, hey, look, we've got this. Now, there's only there's going to be 30 players in the league when there are, 144, add in Golden State next year, which would be 156. So, it's 1/5 of the league, but still, there's a little bit of leverage there because they can be like, we can start to expand Unrivaled and then have that replace the WNBA. We'll see how that goes. I don't know. I personally don't think she should play. I think she's put in a tough situation either way. If she doesn't play, you're going to have a lot of players that are resentful. But you know what? Those players already don't like her. And if she does play, you're going to have a lot of players that are resentful that are playing because of what Caitlin Clark's getting and compared to what they're getting. So in that respect, it's a lose-lose. So I think she's much better off not playing, doing what she wants to do to rest and prepare for the next WNBA season to make that as successful as possible. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think Caitlin Clark should play? What do you think this super deal is going to be if we even get the details of it, which probably wouldn't happen unless she does accept it. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. As always, thank you so much for checking out this video. I really do appreciate it. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell YouTube that my channel is loved and that they should show it to more people. I really do appreciate it, and I will talk to you later.